Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever it is, good day, and thank you for clicking on the video. My name is Thomas Milsna. I am the owner, founder, and recent Employee of the Month for the Untamed Ambition. The Untamed Ambition is the name of my business. Whitetail Ambition is the name of my whitetail specific coaching program. With that, I'm excited to announce this little situation here, which I'm going to get to right after we roll this intro. If you're ever interested and want to sign up for a coaching call or a full coaching program, this is where most of the interactions will take place via video call. Got the whiteboard behind me so I can list stuff out, use it to show examples. I run 2 monitors, usually have Onyx or some maps pulled up, and then obviously the video conference on the other screen. This is where the magic happens. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get right to it. Habits, then habitat. The main purpose of my coaching program is to work with individual hunters on hunter development. I do consulting, but what I always tell my clients is I consult on the current situation, habitat, access, all those good things, all the essential things that a hunting property needs, but I coach on the whitetail hunting side of things. And the reason for that is there's just a lot of ways to be successful with whitetail hunting, or hunting anything for that matter. And I'm not going to be the guy that tells you that you can't do this one way, because my entire life, my entire career in the outdoor industry, I've listened to other experts talk about how things have to be done and the best way things should be done and this and that and blah blah blah, and I've tried all those things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I've also been successful doing things that no one's ever talked about before. I've also been successful doing things completely opposite of what people have talked about before. There's no such thing as the best this, the best that. There just isn't. There's only what's right for your situation, what's best for your situation, and at the end of the day, you are the only one that can determine what's best for your situation. So the big push I'm trying to make right now is habits, then habitat. And I push this with all of my consulting clients. So the guys paying me the big money to show up at their property, talk about habitat, talk about improvements, talk about ways to make their property better and help them be more successful, help them create more opportunities, whatever their goals are. I discuss the same thing with everyone. Everything starts with habits. Short term, you can change your habits and be much more successful hunting. Habitat takes time to develop. It takes time and money to improve and time to develop. So if you're looking to make the most of this season, to get one step ahead of a buck maybe that you've been chasing for a couple of years, or at least tracking for a couple of years, habits are way more important than habitat. Don't get me wrong, habitat is important. Good habitat is highly beneficial. But if you get pictures of mature bucks on trail cameras every year, if you have encounters with mature bucks or big bucks, whatever it is, your targets every year, and you're not successfully harvesting them, it's not because of habitat. Habitat will increase opportunities down the road, but short term habits are negatively affecting you more than anything else. And I can be the first to admit that my success largely came after I took a step back and looked at how I was doing things. I had learned how to hunt from the generation before me. It was kind of an inherited thing, right? I feel it's that way with a lot of people. I just did things the way I was taught, the way I was told, the way I watched my father and uncles and cousins do things. You know, look at the people around you, look at the people giving you advice. Are they successful? And if they are successful, have them explain to you why they were successful, how they are successful. There's a lot of people out there that are really good hunters, but they can't explain why they're good hunters. A lot of that just comes from experience and intuition. So what I'm here to do is to try to break things down for you in a manner that helps you dig into your own situation so that you can make the most of it and build up those experiences, learn that intuition so that you're one step ahead in the next go around. That's really what it takes to kill these big deer, and consistently, right? You can't hunt deer where they were. You got to hunt them where they're going to be, and the only way to do that is to get one step ahead of them. You have to anticipate that movement and get out in front of them. So I've stuck a lot of time and a lot of thought into this stuff, and now that I'm doing it full time at a professional level, I've had even more time. I've had to take more time, invest more time into explaining this stuff. So that's really where it comes from. But before I go off on any more tangents, this video is to talk about the Habits, Then Habitat 10-day challenge. So what I did was I put together 10 days worth of videos that I think are going to improve your odds exponentially this fall. And really it all revolves around taking a step back, looking at our habits, and coming up with a good plan to make the most of our season. If you don't already have a planner, get yourself one. You don't have to have a planner to run through this challenge, but it's going to make a lot more sense if you do, because everything in here is laid out in this planner, and this planner has all the tools and charts, everything that I explain in here. And it's really a way to catalog, categorize, and keep track of all your information. If you want to be successful with anything in life, you want to stay organized, and you got to have a plan. And that's what this does for you. So, hashtag habits, then habitat. Gonna try and push that around on social media. I'm not much of a social media guy, so I need your help. If you like this video, if you like what you're seeing, if you want to hear more, if you want to follow along with this 10-day challenge, ring the bell, subscribe, hit the like button, all that jazz, so you know what's going on when I dump these videos. These are not the only videos I'm going to be dumping. I'm going to be dumping other things that complement these and just kind of help work out some of these details along the way. But this will be the primary focus. And especially if you have a planner, you're going to want to follow along with this 10-day challenge, because it is going to help you understand how to use the planner better, and it's going to make you a better hunter. I promise you that. So, a brief overview. Day one, we're going to dig into an introduction on the 4 key elements. If you follow me on social media, you see me post stuff about these from time to time. Again, I don't do a ton on social media, I'm trying to get better about that, but the 4 key elements, I have multiple conversations every single day on those elements with my current coaching and consulting clients. It is really the best way that I can break down any situation I've ever been in and make it so that you can take the information I'm giving you and apply it to your situation. We'll get into more on that on day one. Day number 2, goal setting, note taking, and info collection. We're going to dig into that. That's really, again, the root of this planner is to help keep you organized and help you catalog all the information that you're getting from the field, whether it's from trail cameras, which is going to be talked about on day 3, scouting notes, all that stuff. But a big thing for day 2 is going to be goal setting and note taking. because there's a lot of information out there. And again, you're going to learn best from your own experiences and develop your own intuition, but it really comes down to understanding what information is important and how to catalog and collect that information. Day 3, trail cameras, scouting. Part 1, it's a big one, so I actually broke that up into 2 parts. We're going to get into the important stuff first so that you are running cameras and collecting information how I feel is the best, or not, I don't want to say the best, but the correct way. The big thing there is making sure that you're collecting information without letting deer, specifically mature bucks, know that you're collecting information, because if you disturb what they're doing, the information you collect is worthless. Day 4, understanding bedding locations. Bedding is huge. Now, you don't have to have deer bedding on your property to kill deer, but you need to understand what makes a good bedding location, because that bedding location might be on your neighbor's property and you might have the food. So it kind of goes hand in hand. You got to understand where deer bed. You have to understand where deer feed. Day 5, food source tracking. We're going to talk all about food sources, dig into that. Again, all this stuff is already explained in the planner, but I just want to hash out all the details on here and make sure everyone who has the planner has a good understanding of it. Day 6, stand location pressure audit. Probably one of the most important things that you can do if you own a property. This is one of the first things I have every one of my coaching clients do, and it's the main focus when I do consulting on a property. We're looking at stand locations and how you can hunt them without destroying your property, if you can even hunt them without destroying your property. Day 7, timing is everything. Again, not to beat a dead horse, but the planner revolves around timing. Actually says right here, annual success planner, timing is everything. Day 8, practice makes perfect. I'm going to give you a lot of information here to put you in a position where you have opportunity to kill a deer. Good deer, big deer, whatever your target deer is. I promise, if you follow along with this and take it seriously, you are going to have more success this fall. But there's a lot that needs to be done to close that gap. You get that opportunity, you need to capitalize, you need to be able to execute. We'll talk more about that on day 8. Day 9, trail cameras and scouting part 2. This is the long term, the long game. There's a lot that goes on there. We're collecting information not just for this year, but also for next year and the year after and the year after and the year after. All this stuff compounds, it adds up. The more information you gain over the years, the more knowledge, the more experience, the more intuition you will have. Day 10, formula for a successful plan. This is going to be the big one. All this stuff, it's all good information. Again, I promise you that. I won't waste your time. This formula for a successful plan is basically going to walk through my exact decision-making process. Decision-making tree, if you want to call it that. Here to here to here to there, not there, over here. Boom, that's where I want to be. This is the day, this is why, done. Now, all this stuff, again, this is all based on my own experience, things I've done for the last decade or more. It's all backed up by millions of trail camera pictures that have proven or disproved many theories out there. Some of my own, some of these so-called experts. You just have to trust me on it and apply it to your situation. And right out of the gate, we're going to get started. You probably have trail camera pictures that you're sitting on. So until the next video, your homework is, 1, if you don't have a planner, buy a planner, because it's going to make a lot more sense if you have the planner. If you don't have a planner, you're going to be writing a lot of stuff down. That's fine. Like I said, if you don't buy one this year, you're probably going to want one next year. But get yourself a planner. Right now, if you buy a planner, I'm going to throw in, let me dig this out of my pocket. I'm gonna throw in one of these guys, right? Ooh, fancy, huh? Slipped right out of my pocket, didn't make a noise. Windicator wallet, holds my milkweed. Oh, milkweed. Okay. Back of it, compass. The first of the 4 key elements is wind. The more you understand about wind on your property, how it moves, the better off you're gonna be. You're gonna be able to hunt areas that most people can't hunt, and that's where those big bucks are gonna be. So all this, again, comes into play. Buy a planner. Right now, I'm gonna throw in a free Windicator wallet for you so you can track your wind direction. And again, this is all gonna make a lot more sense. So with that, again, if you like this video, if you wanna follow along 10-day challenge, hit the subscribe button. I'm gonna list all the stuff on the Whitetail Ambition Planner playlist on my YouTube channel. Should be easy to find because I don't have a ton of videos on there. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, priorities, anything doesn't make sense, anything you feel I'm leaving out, drop it in the comment section down below. I will check those and make sure that I cover them. Some of these videos are already recorded. Some of them will be recorded in the next couple of days. So get your questions in and I'll make sure I address that. If not, I'll address it elsewhere. All right. Thanks for watching. Oh, this little guy, you're wondering about that little guy? You're gonna have to watch all 10 other videos before you get that little guy. Stay tuned. Original concept. Original concept. Original concept. I promise I have pants on behind this desk. Sometimes I don't, but